We are here in Pantanal, in the Mato Grosso do Sul in Brazil, in the first excursion organized by the Brazil Institute of King's College London with the Brazilian Navy. The objective of this excursion is to get to know better the work of the Brazilian Navy in this part of Brazil and also know the landscape of the Pantanal. One of the first experiences we had here was to visit the Marines base and the Marines Training Center area. It's a very hard landscape where the Marines are trained and prepared to operate in this specific part of Brazil. We navigate 200 kilometers to the south in the Paraguayan River until the Fortaleza Coimbra. In Fort Coimbra, we knew the history of the construction of that fortress and the importance of it for the Paraguayan War and the Brazilian history in this part of the country.
So one of the things we're learning on this trip is how important the armed forces are for creating the nation, really. In the 19th century, the Battle of Riachuelo was very important for establishing the contemporary boundaries of Brazil vis-a-vis Paraguay and Bolivia. And I think this gives us a deeper understanding of Brazil. It also allows us to come to parts of Brazil that many Brazilians never get a chance to see. And there's also a practical element. Through our agreement with the Navy, we hope to receive students from the Navy at King's, where they can get a broader understanding of Brazil's global role, but also we can send students and academics from King's to Brazil and see parts of the country that we wouldn't otherwise see without this cooperation with the armed forces.
I'm starting my PhD at King's in September, and it's a great opportunity because we get to know the role of the Navy in the area. So being here contributes a lot to my knowledge, and for everyone who is coming to King's, because it's very important to go into the field and do research.
I think when you come here with someone who is trying to learn about Brazil, you are offering them an experience that goes beyond what people can learn living in Brazil or seeing Brazil or reading about Brazil.
For the Brazilian Navy, this kind of visit is always a great opportunity to exchange experience and knowledge. The Brazilian Navy always look forward this kind of mission.
There are certainly differences between the Brazilian and Brazilian Navy and the Royal Navy. I think probably the biggest difference is the social and economic activities undertaken by the Brazilian Navy. They tend to engage far more in activities in supporting local communities. What's impressed me most about this trip, I suppose the obvious answer is the scenery, the countryside. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's a very distinct terrain, fascinating the whole geography of, I think, Brazil, the different landscapes.
Seeing how the soldiers here survive in the jungle when they're like eating nuts and stuff from the trees was really amazing, and to be able to try them was like sometimes disgusting but sometimes really interesting.
One of the most amazing experiences during this excursion was the overview of the Pantanal in a helicopter flight. Just few members of the group had the opportunity to do that. This experience is important and interesting because we can put together the real life in Brazil with what we study in the program in King's College London. In this way, we are not only giving to the students and to the staff a possibility to learn about Brazil, but to be in Brazil and to get to know the reality of people living here.
So to come and see a part of Brazil that not many Brazilians have seen, and to get to know Brazilian culture and Brazilian people, has just made me so much more excited about starting the course in September.